What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Miss Eha, coming live with Journey with Trish, the podcast. Houston, listen, I am so super duper excited to have my guy, the You So Funny comedian himself, Mr. Octavian Table Johnson.
What up?
Both of us are from the Mobile County. Are you from Mobile
Yeah,
area? Yeah,
from Pritchard, by
Richard.
way of Mobile.
Yeah, and I'm actually Baldwin County, but we were all right there together. How
We
long have you
neighbors.
been in Houston now?
We neighbors. Now we neighbors for real.
For real, for real. How long you been in Houston now?
Oh God, I have been in Houston 2 years and 2 months.
2 years and 2 months, and
2 years and 2 months.
I
So
am
you're
just
like, yeah.
shy of 3 months. We'll say 3 months.
Okay, come on, 90 days. Yes,
Yes,
God.
yes, yes. I'm excited about it. So that's why we wanted to jump on here and talk about the transition from MobTown to HTown. So come on in the room. Go ahead and like, comment, follow, and share. You know,
Come on,
each
come
and
on,
every
come
one of
on.
my episodes is always going to be tied to mental health in some capacity. So let me go
Period.
give you my medical disclaimer. Neither myself, Patricia Reed, aka Miss EI, is here to give you any type of medical or psychiatric advice. If you're here for any type of those emergencies, I would refer you to your primary care provider, your psychiatric provider, or your nearest emergency room, because I am not your medical provider tonight. Now that we got all of the legalities out the way, let's talk about it. Why did you come to Houston?
Oh God. Well, truth be told, I was doing some business with some people in Mobile, and that's kind of why I stayed, because I was supposed to move to Houston um, back in, I think, like 2020, 2021. For like, I know for sure, but I ended up getting in this business agreement that went south, and it had really bothered me that happened with that particular business in the city. It kind of went south, and it kind of hurt me. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I've been in Mobile, all my life, and I have made great friends. I've done some big things in the city. I've accomplished a lot, and I was ready to kind of step out into the world and what I'm saying, do my own thing and like try something new, a new place, a new environment. I visited Houston before and I fell in love with the city, so I was like, shit, I'm moving to Houston. So after that ordeal happened with them, I moved to Houston like 3 months later.
Okay. And I think most people already know that I moved to Houston about 3 months ago, but it seemed like it was a random decision. But I've actually been trying to get to Houston since like 2013.
Right.
We had a nurse, I worked with a nurse practitioner who moved out here back then, and she started looking at houses, and we talked about this the other day, like the price of housing was a whole lot different. I wish I would have made the move back
Then, yeah,
because
because I heard it's pretty pricey now, houses here.
yeah, a lot more than I guess maybe compared to other areas it still might be, but when I think about houses that I've looked back at in Baldwin County, it ain't that much. It's not that much of a difference, but a lot of people still feel. I guess maybe if you're moving from like New York or California, then you
Yeah.
would think of it as being lower, but
Yeah.
it's pretty comparable. You think about what an apartment would cost you in Mobile versus
Versus here.
here.
Oh yeah, so I live in the medical center, and it's like the closer you live to this, like the city, the more expensive
Mhm.
the apartments are. So I have a 2 bedroom, two full bath. I pay about 14 something here, whereas in Mobile I had a 2 bedroom, one bath, and I think I was maybe paying like 1100. So like and they had just raised the rent up to that particular amount, like the last year that I was staying there.
Mhm.
And so you definitely see the difference in pricing when it comes to like living here, depending on where you stay. The further out, it could be a little cheaper. But like I tell people, I didn't move to Houston to drive to take me 30 minutes to get to the city. Like, I'm not doing that.
All
So
right. Don't step on my toes. Don't step on my toes because you told me, but I did not listen. So
right.
I actually live in Katy.
Yeah, far
Um,
as hell.
I wanted to, because I came down here back in July and I toured downtown. I'm from New York, so in my mind, I'm going to stay downtown. I'm going to get a high rise. A lot. Also, like when you're entering a lease, most apartment complexes like they have specials at a certain time of the month. So
Mhm.
typically, like that first year when you move in, you might be able to get a good deal, but that's usually just for 1 year. Like that next year, more than likely, your rent is gonna go up, and that's what some people will even like move around.
Right.
So I actually went to the high rise. I believe it was on the 17th or 18th floor, and I stepped outside on the balcony, and thought I was gonna be like, oh, wow, I'm at home now. Like I'm back in the city. Man, listen, I stepped out on that balcony, and my whole stomach like just dropped. And I do not know.
Why?
Because like I said, I'm used to being in New York where I have, cousins who live on like the 13th floor, 21st, like high. One of my cousins has a balcony that overlooks the city. We sit out there all the time. So I think that it's just like not where I needed to be my first year. So I ended up touring in Pearland, and
Okay.
then I came to Katy. I liked Pearland because Pearland was so
I
close.
love Pearland.
It's definitely close, and it's growing.
Yeah, and
Definitely
it's
growing.
not far at all. It's a great area. A lot of Black people. Like you said, it's growing, and it's closer. I still kind of far for me, but
Pearland,
but
it took us like 10 minutes. We went to where did we go? We went a couple places. We went to a bar, to a club on Westheimer. Can't
okay.
remember the name of it. And then one night we went to 13. It took us like 10, 15 minutes from there to get there.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't know. My goal was to be 15 minutes from everything. Like
It
that was
makes
my goal. Is to be kind of like in the center. And so like I'm in the center, from the Galleria. I'm like 10 minutes from the Galleria. I'm like 10 minutes from my job. I'm like 10 minutes from my gym. So it's like I am like in a central location. The medical center is a central location. I'm by NRG, which is like the big stadium here where everything happens. That was like a prime location for me. Um, and I think my lease here is like 15 months, which is crazy because I didn't even know leases could go that long.
I
Like,
got mine. I think mine is like 15. It's more.
yeah, I was like, she was
Okay.
like 15 months. I was like, bitch, what?
Mhm.
That's
That
almost
way
2 years.
you secure that rent for that longer per term. That was
That's
good.
what she said. That's what she said. My rent would have been like 17 if I would have chose like the 12th month. But I told her that was cool because my goal because I just moved in here, my goal within this year and a half time frame is to get my credit where I needed to be in order to get me a duplex. Because that when I move out of here, I want to move into my own duplex. So I was like, okay, cool, 15 months is fine. Let's do it.
And that's exactly why I signed such a long lease too, because like I don't plan on renting or leasing a long term.
Right.
Obviously, like this was, even though I've been trying to get here since 2013. Now that I'm here, this is the first time I've lived away from my family in my entire life.
Me too.
So I just wanted to make sure Houston was really where I wanted to be. Now, you told me like they'll say everything in Houston is like 30 minutes. It depends on the day, it depends on the traffic for me.
Yeah.
It took me like I came over your house on what? Was it New Year's Day?
That was
Christmas.
that Christmas?
That was Christmas.
Was it Christmas?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was Christmas Day. It was Christmas Day.
And it probably took me like it was no traffic out on the road, and it took me like 35 minutes. It wasn't bad
That's
at all.
great.
However, what I have learned is 30. Do not think 30 minutes anything if you are going downtown for an event. Because it was tonight's conversation that I went to see downtown Well, I had already gone to Houston from my house a couple
Hey,
times
Pat.
downtown. And when I went, it was like 30 minutes, right? So I'm like, all right, well, I'm gonna leave 45 minutes. Get dressed, walk downstairs in my car, put the address in, and it's like an hour and 5 minutes because of the traffic. I'm like, what? So I make it there. What's up, Pat? I make it there. It took me 30 minutes once I got downtown because of all of the, like, it was an event. You know, everybody trying to park, some people being let out the car, let out of Ubers. Then you had to wait for a valet. So if you got an event downtown, it's so congested downtown when it's an event, leave super early.
I think I've probably been downtown 3 times in the 2 years that I've been here. I don't like parking downtown is terrible. Like terrible. I don't care what nobody say. There's nowhere free to park. You're gonna have to pay to play. And so I usually don't party. I don't party downtown. But I do love downtown. It's just that it's not one of my keen places to go. But overall, I like kind of I don't know. Houston's party scene is crazy. Like there's different areas where you can go. Cause like I'm just discovering Washington Avenue, and Washington Avenue is like a strip of bars and clubs. And I'm just now discovering that. I'm just like, okay, this is nice as hell. Why have I not been here? And I realized, cause you gotta pay to park. I ain't coming here.
So let's talk about that then. Partying in Houston versus living in Houston. It is not the same for me. I don't know about for you.
Okay.
I would think kind of like back at home, right?
Right.
I lived 30 on some days, 30 minutes during the summertime, maybe 45 minutes from the beach, right?
Right.
You didn't live far from the beach, right? But how many times did you go to the beach when you were at home?
Okay. So I don't know. So you're talking about Pensacola Beach, because that was more so the beach I would go to versus Gulf Shores.
Okay, either one.
Yeah, I would. Out of the entire summer, I might have went to the beach maybe 3 times.
That is definitely legit. That's what I feel like about Houston. Like people will come here, like for instance, Biz came a couple weeks ago, and like places that people see on TikTok or Facebook or whatever, or Instagram, are not always places that local people are going to go to all the time. Like if it's somewhere where I'm going to have brunch and I know I'm going to leave there spending over $100, I'm not going there. That's not something I'm doing on a regular. Probably not going to do unless somebody comes in town and says, yo, I seen this place.
I want to go there.
Yes. Yeah. It's definitely a difference. There's so much to do in Houston. Brunch is very big. How often do you go to brunch though?
God. So like you said, partying in Houston versus living in Houston is kind of a different breed. So like before I moved here, I would come here and I would go to like your bigger spots where your tourists go. So, before the Turkey Leg Hut closed down, you go to Turkey Leg Hut, you go to Prospect Park, you go to the Address, you'll go to camp. These are all the brunch places and like little hot spots where you would go when you're visiting, because it's like, this particular place is gonna be rocking regardless of the day.
You spend a lot of money, like the cover charges. Some of those places, you're gonna get a table whether you want a table or not. I don't care if you got 2 people or 3 people. If they say you're paying for 10 people,
you're paying for 10 people.
Paying for 10 people to sit at that table.
On a good Sunday, going to brunch, you're gonna pay $20 to park. 9 times out of 10, if you don't get there in the time where it's free to get in, you're gonna pay at least, for a man, you're gonna pay at least $20 to get in. And 9 times out of 10, if you drink good liquor, that first drink gonna be between $15 to $17. You're gonna tip at least 2, so we're just gonna even it out at 20. You done spent $260. and you ain't been in the motherfucking club 10 minutes. That was an issue for me. Because like I said, I'm not gonna spend that type of money, say every weekend. So typically I don't even party on weekends. So my schedule is as followed. Mondays I rest because typically it's the first day of the work week. We got to go ahead and get shipped into gears. Tuesday I'm a huge Taco Tuesday fan because usually you're gonna get $2. You're gonna get dollar shots of tequila. You're gonna get $2 tacos. You know what I'm saying? And 9 out of 10 you got to get a free hookah or the hookah's pretty cheap. Wednesdays is Wing Wednesday. I go to Wing Wednesday and wings at 50 cents, but the hoes like the size of a bat wing. You get one free hookah for your table, and they have like crazy drink specials. Thursday is R&B Thursday, so I usually, if I'm feeling, I'll go to is it Society because they have live music. Houston's big on R&B and live music, so that's my Thursday. Friday, I'll go out to Crockers in the neighborhood if I'm feeling a drink and want to be around the kids. Saturday is a chill day. Nobody really parties on Saturdays here because they're preparing for Sunday fun day. And, that's kind of my week, but like it will consume you. My first 3 months here, I was out every weekend. Like I was exhausted versus now I don't really go out heavy. Most people do like kickbacks. A lot of my friends have kickbacks or like they have house parties. Houston's real big on the house party scene. So I usually do that. Like I think I'm kind of burnt out on going out every weekend.
And it didn't take me long at all. Number one, like the amount of money that you spend doing it.
Yes, God.
When I first got here, yeah, I was, and I, if I was back in Mobile, I always got somewhere to go. I can go to brunch on Sunday somewhere. I can go to Kazula's on Sunday, or I can go to Sideways. And I spent a lot of time at D Spot. Like there's always something to do on Sunday. Monday, what is it?
Well,
Mondays. There is something on Mondays. Hold on.
In Mobile?
Yes.
Girl, I ain't been to that long because when I tell you, I love my city. And for the people that are watching in the city, I love Mobile. I will forever be a Mobilian. But honey, after living here, going home, it's like going to...
They always got something going on.
Kansas,
I'm trying to think what they got. You can go to Flavor. You got Taco Tuesday.
I ain't never been to Sideways. I think that kind of was how after I left. I've never been there.
Sideways. You got Elegance. You got. Now I can't think of nowhere. But
the Elegance.
Elegance.
Oh yeah, that was. I think when I was there, that was a little bit out of my age bracket. Like,
well, I am out of your age bracket.
Friend, that was for the grown and sexy at that time. Like I think I just hit at 34 the grown and sexy mark. Like I was in my 20s. The Elegance was not the place I would go. Like, let me go to the Elegance. Like,
it's just Club Elegance. I don't think it's the Elegance is on. Wait, which one is on State Street? State Street is
that's the older crowd, right?
That they like a lot of blues.
Yes, God, I'm not going in there.
I don't like the blues either, but I do like an older crowd. But the moral of the story is, if I wanted to go somewhere and do something, it was something that I could find to do.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna lie, not a whole lot to do in Baldwin County, which is why I spent so much time. Yeah. I hung out. It's some nights I hung out Tuesday, not so much on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Bro, I gotta take you to Uptown here on a Wednesday. Uptown Lounge.
And Tuesday because I want a taco too. Ain't nothing.
Yeah, Uptown Lounge on a Taco Tuesday, or more so a Wing Wednesday. Taco Tuesday, I would go to if I want like a chill vibe. I'm saying, nothing too crazy, and I want some authentic Mexican food. I'll go to Pistoleros here. But Palapas or Uptown on a Wednesday, you'll swear up and down it's a Friday because it be packed from wall to wall. And you try to figure out why the fuck y'all in that home getting ready for work. Today Wednesday. Like, why are y'all in here like this? Like, yes, God. Like, when I go home, I'll be miserable. I'd rather come back here. I'd be like, damn, I'm bored. Like, what is
I
that to
have
do?
not been back yet.
Are you going back for you're going back for the second liners, right?
I am going back for
Are you flying or are you driving?
So I'm gonna drive, and the reason I'm gonna drive is because I'm not stopping there. I am gonna go ahead and see my baby that's up, in Tuscaloosa, and my cousin's having a 60th birthday party, so I'm gonna go to Atlanta.
Oh, I see.
Going on a driving tour.
Oh, see, yeah, no. See, I was gonna say I'm gonna jump down with you, and
come back.
we can go to the bar. I want to go to the bar so bad, but I just didn't want to go by myself. Like, I didn't want to drive by myself. So, but you going on the tour.
When you gotta be back though, because I'm coming like after the party, after my cousin's party, which is Saturday. I'm coming back Sunday. I'm just stopping there, and I can come back through Mobile and pick you up. Just let me know, because I know you got to work the next day.
I got to work on Monday, and I'm getting ready. I'm saving all of my PTO for Mardi Gras and this pageant I got to do. So all my PTO is going to be saved time. Because I said I refuse to miss Mardi Gras. Last year I broke my ankle after the second parade, and I missed Mardi Gras. And I said, come hell or high water,
you're going to be at Mardi Gras this year.
Huh. So, yeah.
Well, listen, you or anybody else that's out there from Mobile, I just happen to have an extra VIP ticket that I'm selling. So if anybody's looking for a second liner's VIP ticket.
Ain't nobody looking. I'm looking.
You going?
Yeah. So when you leaving, that Friday?
I am leaving. Oh, no.
See? Yeah.
No, I'm leaving either Wednesday night or Thursday morning. I ain't think about that.
No, ma'am.
You gotta work. My bad. I'm sorry.
I missed that season of my life when I was an adjuster, and I could just, hit it because I work from home. But I'm in corporate America now.
Thank God for it. Because I work. I think that is one of the hardest parts. Did you find it easier? How long did you work from home before you started working?
I moved here working from home, and I worked from home until October. My last deployment was October of 2023, and believe it or not, it's a huge city, but it was so hard for me to find work here. I was off work for 7 months, which of course I had put money to the side from adjusting that would allow me that freedom, but it was just kind of difficult to find something that I was comfortable doing and that kind of fit what I was what I was accustomed to coming from, whatever. But it was 7 months before I started working, at a regular 9-to-5 job, and it was kind of a culture shock because with adjusting, you don't interview for adjusting. So I had to interview for this job, and then, the rules are a little different, but it's a great company to work for. And I'm very happy there. And I turned down 2 adjusting jobs this past season just because they would have interfered with that job. And I love it a lot. So yeah, it was about 7 months, and it was a little bit of culture shock for me. Oh, bitch, I'm working a regular job now. This ain't adjusting. They can't just come in here and be like, all right, we done, you good, So it was different.
I've been working from home for 3 years, exactly. Next week will be 3 years from now.
Wow.
And I can say that I'm getting a little antsy, because I'm not I don't have any professional connection. And I know, I'm in a million. We're going to talk about the Houston Facebook groups in a minute because there's a million groups. Oh my gosh. A million Facebook groups that you can get in. They typically go left when you get in them. They're not really what you thought they was going to be, but they do.
I gotta put you in the group that I'm in.
Very entertaining.
I gotta put you in the group that I'm in. I joined ZFT Run Club, it's a run club here. Run Club is really big in Houston, and so I joined the Run Club, and they have like a social chat that kind of transitioned to just like a group of people. It's like 550 people in this particular chat, and I made some great connections, professional and personal. We always get together and do stuff. They're extremely motivational and like super helpful. And so I made some great friends from that. Like I think the people here are very different. Um, and they're very supportive. I haven't had any like bad run-ins or like how you get those eerie feeling when you meet people like, I don't know, something about you ain't right, But for the most part, I've had made some great friends moving here. So I gotta get you in that group because we celebrated. We brought New Year's in together. We just did something for Christmas. We brought New Year's in together. We just had a Y2K themed 2000s party, and like everybody came dressed. Like I was surprised that people really like went all out. Like one girl, she went bitch and bought off of Amazon the belts we used to have that the letters would like go across the front. Like they really went out. So it's like, you meet some great people here. So I gotta put you with those people because you will working from home get kind of complacent because it's like you're at home and you can't separate work from home. So it's like once you clock out, you're like, damn, I need something to do because I've been in the house all day.
Now and I just posted today. The thing about that part is like I've actually met a few people here, but it's not that I'm really scared or fearful of making new relationships. It's just that, anybody that know, like I recently have gone through a divorce and, just kind of healing from a lot of trauma.
Right.
So like at this point in my life, anything that I do, like it has to be just fun. I'm not in the place like we're already friends, okay? But I can't bring on any new friends right now in my life, or definitely not any relationships right now because I can't risk it. You know what I'm saying? Like I cannot risk right now any type of drama, trauma, toxicity, getting my feelings hurt, hurting their feelings, ghosting them, they ghosting me, attitudes ain't mixing. They needed me something from me or me needing something. I'm just not mentally or emotionally, I'm not able to do that. But I am looking. So that's why I said like I'm more looking for professional connections. And then maybe that lead to some great friendships or like parties, like
Right.
when I came to the house, if I hang out with you, you're going to have people there. And it's like, oh, well, I met so-and-so and I met them through Tay. You know what I'm saying? Like that's cool with me.
And that's why I said I want to get you in this particular group because they're all different types of people, ranging from all different types of ages and backgrounds. And so, there are people who are younger than me, people who are in my age bracket, people who are older than me, and I think, and they have like different subgroups and you kind of stick to whatever subgroup benefits you the most. So of course they have the social chat, which is where everybody's kind of chopping it up. They have the fitness group where you can, if you need some help with fitness or whatever the case may be, they have those people in there that you can kind of mesh with. They have your professionals. They have your Bible readers and your super, your I don't say religious, but your spiritual people. They have that group. They have a parents group for people with kids, and just they kind of need that motivation.
Like breakout, like groups have like breakout rooms, so you can find which one of those chats you want to get in. And somebody invited me to a group like that today. It was called Women Who Brunch or something like that. Women Who Brunch in the Woodlands, and they have like 1,600 members, and then several different groups chats that are divided into like
little subgroups.
Yeah. So I joined that one. So I'm excited about that. Meeting them for brunch one day too.
Yeah. And like you said, take it easy. It's not like you're meeting these people and You know what I'm saying? Out of everybody in that group, I probably can count maybe on one hand how many people I've met from that group that has come to my home. You know, because I tell people all the time, like, coming into my home, this is the only atmosphere that I can truly control. Once I
Mhm.
step out of the door, life has now taken over. And so I'll party with just about anybody. And we from
Yeah,
Alabama,
there you
we
go.
nice. We Southern. We gonna speak, we gonna be hospitable. It's just who we are. But I have to really, I guess I'm not gonna say, I guess I can say that, hear from God to be, okay, this is a good person. You know what I'm saying? Try to get closer to them, you know what I'm saying, and
And
see
trust your
where
gut.
that goes.
Trust your gut for
Yeah,
real.
for sure.
We got some comments over here I've been missing.
Yeah, some people was like 509 live. I never been there. I've been to Lit. It's cool. Of course, I'm gonna always love Kazula's. Kazula's has a special place in my heart. Good friends with Mark. He's awesome. And the lady, I can't think of her name right now. She runs it. She's like the manager there. I can't think of her name, but she's super sweet.
At Kazula?
Yes.
I
You
don't
know
know
what I'm
her
talking
name.
about? The lady. She's an older black lady. I can't think of her name. But
Mm-mm.
yeah.
And then
And of course,
Dominique just opened. I can't remember the name of it, but Dominique Haston just opened up a new spot as well. They have like a gospel brunch on Sundays back in Mobile. We talking about y'all.
oh yeah.
The
I
gospel brunch
seen
I
that
heard
on
is
Facebook.
good.
I said I would have to check it out probably, and I'm sure it's gonna be jumping during Mardi Gras. So I said when I go home, I'm gonna go to a lot of different places I haven't had the opportunity to go to and just check them out.
Hey Renee, how you doing? All right, so we kind of talked about this part a little bit: a time to hang and a time to chill. I, if you're like, I would hope that nobody specifically picks Houston just for the party. And like, there's a lot of, like you say, professional opportunities for personal and professional development. So as we're like right here in the new year, and people have made the decision that they're going to move to somewhere,
Right.
maybe Houston this year. Like, let's talk about a time to hang and a time to chill. Hey, how you doing? um a time to hang and a time to chill. Like, what would that, and you kind of really, I should have put this on the screen earlier, but like, what are some New Year's goals that you have that make you say, okay, well, yeah, you know I'm gonna
Uh,
go out and I'm gonna have a good time, but I got to
I
do this first or something like that.
I think for me, the biggest things I'm kind of working on this year in Houston is making more a professional connection, like you said, in my fields. So like I know in Mobile, I was all over the comedy scene. Like there was not any place I had not done comedy. Whereas here, I've only done comedy one place, and I've only done it maybe two times out of the 2 years that I've been here. And I think the biggest struggle for me was starting over. When I originally started comedy, I had a lot of recordings, but I think those were through they were on the tag page at the time. So when that page got, whatever, it just kind of disappeared or whatever, I don't know. A lot of that footage disappeared. And so I had some stuff that I had held on to, but I'm pretty much starting over here and having to work from the ground up to kind of build myself up where I was in Houston. I mean, and in Mobile. And so here, what I'm saying, they have a huge comedy circuit. Like they have one place that literally does open mic every night, Monday through Sunday. And that's just one place. And so, but I get super nervous, and I feel like I just started all over again. So, I battled the first year and a half, I battled confidence and I battled, the devil of fear. Like, oh, they're not going to like you. They're not going to think you're funny. You know what I'm saying? You did comedy in this amount of time, you lost it. So before I allowed myself to go out and be embarrassed, I just said I'd rather not do it. And I know one of the reasons of me moving here was to try to progress my career in entertainment. And I knew it was a bigger city. I'm not gonna say I don't like Atlanta. I just don't want to live in Atlanta. And
Mhm.
so I said, well, I'll go to the next best thing, which is Houston. you know. And so I said I can go there and I could probably get into some stuff, but you know, I haven't done that. You know, so I think my number one thing this year is to really devote more of my time into trying to break out into um, the entertainment side of Houston, and not from being a spectator and partying like I do, but more so being on the other side and it being work.
Mhm.
So I think that's the number one thing for me right now is trying to uh, get that moving.
And for me, it's definitely going to be because obviously I haven't been back at home. I podcasted religiously
Right.
for 2 years every Tuesday night. When I got here, well, like there's not a podcast studio here in Katy, and I didn't see one that I really wanted to travel to Houston for. And like I don't really know anybody except for you that I could, like guess I would be using the same guess and not being able to bring in more people. So that's like another reason why I need to be networking
Mhm.
so I can build like
Your
you
guest, your
know,
guest.
this.
Absolutely.
But and like also like I was still a little, what's the word I'm trying to say? Not really embarrassed or feeling like I had gone, well, maybe yeah, like feeling like I've taken a step backwards because I'm so used to being on a set, you know. I was
Right.
always in the studio. I always had guests come to the studio. And then I had my live podcast that the Lux firm, built a like a dope set. I'm like, I gotta come behind that, sitting on the living room sofa. So I had to humble myself.
Yeah, I mean, because I was going to say, like, Fran, like a lot of successful podcasts are people have done in their living room or people are doing in their kitchen, and it's not like you don't know how to decorate and you don't have a beautiful home. You know, aesthetically, your home is beautiful. Even now, just where you're sitting, you know, it looks lovely, it looks comfortable, it looks peaceful. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and I enjoyed your podcast, you know what I'm saying? And so that, you know, I look forward to you doing that more here. And I feel there's a lot of people here who have done podcasts. You know, I had a young lady that's in the group that I'm a part of. She has one, and she asked me to be a guest, and I definitely got to, you know, do that for her as well. But yeah, and she does it. You know, she does it at her house, and then sometimes she does it at her studio. You know, but there are definitely a lot of people here that does it, that you know, that have podcasts, and I think that, you know, you would be great with them. You know, because you have that energy that people want to be around and want to be able to talk to. I was telling my friends that day that you came in for Christmas. I was like, yeah, she got a podcast. You know, it's really fire. You know what I'm saying? So she's gonna start it back up here. You know, because they were talking about starting one, and that's why I introduced you when the girl Jasmine that was sitting next to me. I was like, hey, she has a podcast. If you need any information on different things in regards to that, this is who you need to talk to.
And I am definitely happy. And it's one of the, I can honestly say that I know, and it makes me proud actually. Like it's not one of those things like, you know how somebody comes on like if somebody you invited to your comedy show, right?
Right.
And then they're like, oh, I want to be a comedian too. It's really kind of cool. It's really kind of cool. Like I have people who have came on my podcast, and then because they were on the podcast, they've now been encouraged to do something they've been wanting to do for a while, which is start a podcast or restart a podcast. So I'm appreciative, and I'm definitely, if anybody out there wants to know, I had somebody text me the other day and ask me, well, how do you get it to show up on your screen? But those two, that's not information that I hide. If you want privy to it, just call me and ask me, and I'll definitely give you whatever information that you need on getting the podcast
Yeah,
started.
I hate people that gatekeep because you know you have people that do that. They feel like, oh, if you teach someone, you show someone else something, it's gonna take away from what you're doing. And I just said that's crazy because what's for you know I'm a strong believer in what's for you is what's for you, and who's for you will be for you. So regardless of you teaching or showing somebody else the way, that's not gonna dim your light. That's not gonna take away your fan base. These people are your fans because they're your fans. They like you. Everybody has, you know, everybody got a podcast. Everybody got a ring light. They got cameras. They got mics.
Going
But
live, all the same. When I started podcasting, I didn't even know I was podcasting. I feel him on that right there. When I started podcasting, I didn't even know I was podcasting. Like literally, thought I was just going live, and this was after I started doing it at Tech Studio. I was like, I'm just going to Tech Studio so I can go live. And then one day I was in a grocery store, and this guy was like, "Listen, I might not like or comment or whatever because I don't be wanting, your topics are kind of sensitive, and I don't want people to know." But I just want you to know I'll be watching your podcast and I enjoy it. And I was like, I got a podcast. Literally. I was like, I got a podcast. I was like, oh, dope. I got a podcast. And it's been up from there. It's been I've been the more consistent with this than I've been with anything else my entire life. All right, so let's see. I got this other topic. Where is it? What we gonna talk about next? You got any trending topics you want to talk about tonight?
Oh my God, let's talk about the people. It's New Year's and everybody has their New Year's resolution. I think that one thing I want to encourage people to do is like don't give up on your New Year's resolution. Like people are really big on that. I was watching the news and they was like typically less than 10% of people who start New Year's resolution complete it. You know what I'm saying? They usually fizzle out within 90 days. It's like I go to the gym profusely, and since January 1st, the gym is always packed. But by March, it's going to be kind of back to normal because people kind of give up on their goals, whatever that may be, fitness, eating, reading your Bible, whatever the case may be, whatever your goal is going into New Year's, like continue that. Continue that, push through. We all have hard days to where we don't want to do something, but we have to push faster because God knows I did not want to go to the gym today. I feel really exhausted. I'm super fatigued, but I'm like, fuck that. I'm gonna push through because I have a goal that I'm trying to reach. And so I think for me, a hot topic is,
I'll get like we'll tie that into mental health. Like a couple weeks ago, I did probably either right before. I think it was right before the New Year. I wasn't a podcast. I just went live that particular day. But it's the reason behind your resolution that makes you stick to it, right? Mm-hmm. So don't make a resolution just because it's the resolution that you make every year. I'm gonna try it again this year. Why? If it is that you want to work out because you want to work out, well, why do you want to work out? Oh, because I want to be healthier, because I got high blood pressure, because I want to lose weight. Focus on the why of it, and then you got to focus on why do I want to lose weight? Am I not comfortable in my clothes? Or am I unhealthy? Is it hard for me to breathe when I'm walking up?
Do I not like the way I look when I see myself in the mirror?
There you go. So that's the why behind it. And if you have a true why behind these resolutions, it is easier for you to change them to what I say, not just being a resolution, but being resolved. So like my new thing this year is that I didn't make a resolution. I say, be it resolved. Be it resolved that I work out 4 times a week. Be it resolved that I'm going to eat more protein. Like I'm doing this, like making more of a positive affirmation more than just saying, because that resolution to me just makes it seem so commercial, like so faddish.
Right.
So what if you don't do it in 2 weeks, right? Right? If you don't do it.
I love what Renee is saying. She said that I feel like those people that stop those things need to surround themselves with positive people, and that is a big thing. If you do not have a good support system, I'm not gonna say support system. I'm gonna say accountability system. It is easier for you to fall out of something that you start, a habit that you're trying to create. Like I said, that's one of the reasons I love the group that I'm in and people that I've met is because we decided, like, oh, we're doing an ab challenge, and everybody's supposed to go to the gym and do the ab challenge and work out. And so the requirement is once you're at the gym to record yourself, whether it's like a reel, I mean, not a reel, but a boomerang or a picture. You tag yourself in the gym and then you tag those people and say, just checking in. And then those people are like, hey, good job, push through, and it's just having that positive energy that's pushing you on the days that you can't push yourself. And I think that's a thing that people who start these resolutions, who quit them, they should maybe try starting the resolution with a group and trying to support one another, versus try to push one another versus trying to push yourself, because sometimes we can be our worst enemy.
That's actually how Help the Sister Out started.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Before Help the Sister Out was a nonprofit organization, we were again, used to be another app that people use, and had like 20 people, 20 women in this app. And we would work out, and you had to send a picture, like you say, every time you work out, checked in, everybody is clapping, celebrating you for working out. If you didn't go, take a picture or say, like, don't just not show up. No, tell us, hey, I didn't work out today. Because I just like calling in. If you're not working out, you got to call out from working out in the group. And that's developed into Help the Sister Out, the nonprofit organization.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes.
So yeah, accountability partners.
You said what?
Accountability partners.
Oh yeah, for sure. You definitely need them. I think it's so important. People, you always need somebody. We're gonna always need somebody else. It's just that's how it goes. You're gonna need that support. Whether it be physical, whether they in there and they helping you lift the weights, or whether it be mental, whether they're giving you motivational words, whether it be spiritual. You need somebody to pray for you, because prayer goes a long way. So you need to build those connections. So anybody who's moving to a bigger city, after you've gotten yourself settled, definitely try to build those connections, build those friendships. I didn't know how hard it was to make friends as an adult. Like, back home, I know people. I've been here all my life, so these people I've known majority of my life, or they've been brought in through someone else that I know. So it's like, okay, so and so, they good people, so you got to be good people. So it's easier for me to kind of get with you, versus here, not knowing anybody, not having any family here. It was just very hard for me, figuring out how to make friends. And I know you said that, friends are not a big thing for you right now, but because I know you're Southern and you're a nice person and you have that energy that people kind of come to you. Mm-hmm. In your experience being here in these last 90 days, how has it been with you going out, for wine or whatever, just kind of on your own, staying in the city? How has it been for you interacting with people? Like, how is that?
No problem at all. I meet somebody every time. I went to tonight's conversation by myself. And when I walked in by myself, and the person I was sitting next to, and she was like, "You here by yourself?" And I said, "I am." She said, "Oh, well, not no more." And we had a time together that I didn't even get her contact information. Like, if I was dancing or wanted to make a video, she was holding my phone, or I was holding hers. So yeah, I meet people every time. If I go to a restaurant, the bar, I'm always gonna meet somebody.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. Every time I go out, you're gonna see somebody. I know. Me and my friends, we had went. Me and my best friend who moved here with me, we had went to the place called Palapas, and they had dollar shots this particular night. And this one girl was just standing next to us at the bar. She had bought like $50 in shots. And B, she was like, she didn't know our name. She was like, "Y'all want a shot? Come on, drink with us. Come sit in our section. We got hookah." And I think we were sitting in her section maybe 20 minutes before we had even did like my name's Octavian, I'm from Alabama type of spill. But people are definitely friendly here. But like I said, it was just very different for me trying to, make friends. Because, I think as children, it's easy for children. "Oh, you my friend."
It all. Mm-hmm.
As grown people, it's like, you don't use that word friend too easily. You know what I'm saying? So it was different. But I think I met some amazing people in the time frame that I've been here that I probably will be cool with for, the rest of my life.
And what I've learned, in just the past couple years, because I didn't, if I'm being honest, until 3 years ago when I started working with a health assistant out, I didn't even have friends back at home because I was so just untrusting of people. And so before I moved out here and I was talking to my sister and, was talking about making new friends, she's like, just remember, it's okay to call people your friends, but don't get out there calling everybody your best friend. And so I have taken that and it's stuck with me. And I've definitely, it's kind of what I live by now. And then also she's Danielle, when we talk, it's like, all right, remember, you got to be the influencer, not the influence. And so those are things that I use to keep my head straight out here.
That's good. That's good. That's good. Be the influencer, not
the influenced.
I like that. I like that. Let's talk about what about the food? How's the food been for you since you've been here?
Yeah, I had to send you a picture of that story I posted the other day. When I first got to Houston, I didn't I would go out, but only on the weekends. But I would literally sit in the house and order DoorDash once a day. Once a day. But it would be so much food that I could eat off that one meal all day. Like that would be one meal for the entire day. Yeah. So I ended up losing 12 pounds the first month that I got here, right? Honey, I looked at myself the other day. I was like, girl, you gotta slow down. Like you might
got to slow down.
But you gotta, maybe you do, because one of my cousins was like, all right, you posting all this food, but you ain't posting yourself at the gym. And I was like, don't worry about me. I'm fine. Yeah, I might be fine, but baby, I am spreading.
Listen, friend, you ain't lying. I had kind of knew that I had picked up a couple of pounds because I love to eat, and Houston has great food. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, certain places you can get, good food.
Oxtails and gravy. Ooh,
friend, I ain't never had an oxtail till I got here.
Oxtails and grits.
When somebody offered me that, I said, "Bitch, what? When do people start eating oxes? Like what oxes?" And so
amazing.
After I had it, to me, oxtails are a very expensive roast. It's overrated to me. Like I'd rather get a roast because
somebody cooked it for you. You had it out or what?
I had it twice. Somebody cooked it for me, and then I had it out because in Houston you can get lamb chops for $2 on certain places. You can get oxtails for $3. You know what I'm saying? So it was very different for me. But I gained I'll say about 10 pounds. And I noticed it, but I didn't really notice it. And I recently posted a video of me dancing to the Beyonce bucket from the Christmas thing. Mm-hmm. And a good friend of mine, she called me. She was okay, Fred, I seen your video, but you look like you to picked up a few pounds. You need to slide her from that table. And I was like, oh my God, I have been eating because that's all you do here. The Galleria Food Truck Park, it's literally a park full of food trucks.
I've never been there, but I want to go.
Fred, I have to stay away from there. They have this one place called, I think it's Tasting Good. I think that's the name of it. It's a soul food place. Friend, I ain't never seen a plate so full in my life. But a plate may cost you $30.
But it's worth it.
But it is worth it. Spaghetti is a side. And it ain't no little bitty piece. It ain't no little bit of spaghetti. This is some hearty ass spaghetti. They give you 2 pieces, a big ass piece of catfish. You get 2 pieces of cornbread. You get cake, and you get a large Kool-Aid. Friend, sick, laid out, sick. So, yeah, the biggest thing is me staying consistent in the gym because I know I like to eat, and Houston has a lot of great food places. Have you been to the Breakfast Club yet?
I have been to the breakfast on vacation though, not.
Girl, I love the Breakfast Club.
I was looking at the Breakfast Club. Well, somebody's reel came up the other day. I was like, I haven't been there again since I've been back. So yeah, I want to go back. But it's so many places. I was telling somebody, literally, if I live, God bless me, and I hope He does. If He bless me to live another 50 years, another 30 years. And I went out to eat every day in Houston, the Houston area.
You still wouldn't
I
crack the surface.
seriously, like it's
You
that much.
still wouldn't.
Yeah, and especially if you're not gonna eat. And I have to make myself do that now. Like once I go to a restaurant, I try not to go back because I want to be able to try different places. The
And
ones I
that's my
have,
biggest problem is I'm a man of usual.
there
Once
you
I find
go.
a place I like, I will go there all the time.
And eat the same thing
And eat the
all
same
the
thing.
time. That's staying with what's safe. But I'm trying to get out of that so I can experience more.
You know, I tell people an aphrodisiac to me now here in Houston is the Waffle House. I don't eat it a lot because there's so far few in between. You don't have a lot of Waffle Houses here, so when I do find one or when I do get it, I'm like, oh God, I missed this. It reminds me of home.
The Waffle House. I didn't think that there was one here. I was passing somewhere the other day. I don't remember where I went, but I went somewhere and I saw a Waffle House sign. I was like, I didn't even know they had a Waffle House in Houston.
I'm telling you, they're so far out. Like Krispy Kreme. Like the closest Krispy Kreme for me is like maybe 30 minutes. Like, but they have Shipley's donuts everywhere, and they nasty. Hate them.
Got all kind of donuts. I never seen like I told somebody it's they got a fetish for donuts in Houston, and they ain't exactly kind of nuts like they ain't there looking.
Yeah.
But I digress. All right, so that's Houston food. All right, so before we wrap it up, we got to talk about this.
Come on with it.
We got to talk about the Houston traffic, baby. I told somebody, actually made a video today, baby. If you blink on the highway, you're going to end up in Dallas or San Antonio or somewhere. The traffic, I don't know if you've ever actually looked at a video. I'm talking to everybody, not you, Tay, obviously, but anybody that's never been there or has never been on social media and seen what the highway systems look like.
Terrible.
They're like a maze, right? You got 5 or 6 lanes. You driving in 5 or 6 lanes. The next thing you know, 3 of them are an exit, and you all the way over at the right. And you gotta get all the way over to the left or the right in like 30 seconds.
And yeah, or like it's telling you to go south, and you have 2 roads that are south, but it's like it's going south, but south could be going this way and that way, and so you're looking on GPS and it's like go south, and so I'm gonna go this way, but when in actuality I should have went south that way. Now I done added 10 minutes to my trip that it did like it's crazy, and I have the sense of
you late.
I have the sense of direction of Helen Keller, so I have to really pay attention to where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Because I get lost. And
I don't talk on the phone. Do not call me. I'm not answering. I'm not looking on social media. I'm not answering no text message, no messenger, nothing. And he's home. One thing here, I can't do it. I'll be home.
Yeah, I agree. The accidents are what scare me. The people here drive so crazy, and you can get into an accident and you ain't even the 2 cars that started it. I literally watched a 4-car accident happen right next to me in the blink of an eye. So they always tell you, like, you know what I'm saying, be mindful of your drivers, so don't be driving so close to people, especially now, this particular week with the winter storm and stuff coming in, like the roads are really bad. So I try my best to only drive like certain times of the day, because to avoid that hustle and bustle, those people trying to, get wherever they got to go, like it's going to go somewhere else. I don't know. But I try to avoid that.
I've learned that because for my lymphatic massages, that's in Houston, right? So I made the mistake one time of taking a 5:30 appointment. Never,
girl,
ever. And that was before I could drive myself. So I got in an Uber to go all the way there. Actually, I take that back. It was like a 3:30 appointment. So it was cheap to get there. Got there no problem. 30 minutes, right? Got in the car to come back at like 5:30.
Worst mistake of your life.
Worse, and I'll never make it again. Don't invite me nowhere over there after and during rush hour because I ain't coming.
Okay, you got to come early and leave later.
And like when I came to your house, I mean when we hung out, anytime I ever go to hang out in Houston, because you like y'all know I don't play about drinking and driving. So anytime that I go to hang out in Houston, like I'm always gonna take my spend a night bag, right? Because if I get intoxicated and I gotta get in an Uber and go book a hotel room, I'm just staying in Houston for the night.
Yeah.
So
Well, friend, my couch is always open to you.
Well, thank you, friend. Thank you. Yeah. Houston traffic. Make sure you research the Houston traffic if you are
yes,
thinking
God.
about
So Renee says 6 a.m., 11, and 4 p.m. is driving times. You just about right. You just about right. If I don't leave my house, when I was working in the office, I'm hybrid now. So like I'll work in there 2 days, maybe 1 day out of the week or 2 days out of the month, and then I work from home. If I leave in the morning, I need to leave my house about 6:45, 7 to make sure that just in case there's an accident or a traffic jam, I can still get to work on time. I do not drive anywhere during my lunch. Like people are like, oh, I'm gonna go somewhere for lunch. But my lunch is 30 minutes. It's gonna take me 30 minutes to get up the street. So I usually don't go anywhere heavy for lunch when I'm in the office. And like she said, between 5 and 7:30 is heavy traffic. So I don't play with that either.
And not even here in Katy, like typically for me to get to Target, it takes me 7 minutes to get to Target.
Oh, friend, you shop at Target? Target is a foreign place to me. Target is like Mars. Like I don't go in there. I think I've been in Target my entire life, maybe 3 times.
Renee, somebody told me the other day, Renee was saying how 610 is a big circle. Somebody actually taught me the other day, a couple of weeks ago. Any highway that's 3 numbers is a circle. Like
really?
Yeah, like 610 in Atlanta. Is it 280? What's the highway in Atlanta?
Girl, don't give me the line.
280? 280, I think, is the highway. Like if you go 85 to, I think it's 280. But anyway, that big 285, it becomes a big circle. They circle all around the city. So keep that in mind. So yeah.
Yeah, I've noticed that here as far as like the streets will travel a long ways. Like Buffalo Speedway, Almeda, Buffalo Speedway, Almeda, and there's one more street. They stretch a huge distance through Houston. Like it'll take you from the medical center to downtown to Westheimer, but that's all one road. So like if somebody like, oh, I live off of Buffalo Speedway. Well, which direction, baby? Because that could be 10 minutes for me, or that could be 30 minutes for
30
me.
minutes.
So it just depends.
And the turnarounds, how long did it take you to figure out the turnarounds?
What do you mean?
Like when you got because everything is divided by a highway, right? So if you're going south on something, but where you going is on the north, you gotta pass it sometimes, and it'll say take that left lane, like the turnaround lane. Take the turnaround to get back to make the little U to get like the U-turn.
To get back on there. I haven't had to experience that too much unless I've made a wrong turn. And they're like, okay, get off and try that again.
But how long did it take you to realize frontage road was the service road?
Who?
Frontage roads are like the service road back at home.
Today, because I didn't know that. Friend, today. Like there are a lot of things that I'm sure you know that I do not know. I do not play. I don't know. Like I told you, my sense of direction is absolutely terrible. Like I still use my GPS to get certain places because I'm just like, and I've been to these places 800 times. It's just that I'm just not confident in my direction skills.
if somewhere said, I've learned that the frontage roads is like the service road back at home. So, but it's so cool because like it's a service road, but there's so many exits on the
Feeder
frontage
roads.
roads, right? So if you're on the highway and traffic starts to back up and you live here, then oh, just jump off and get on frontage road. Take that down until the traffic clears up and then jump back on. Like if I'm coming from Houston, once I get to frontage road, I can pop off and drive all the way to my house. Or
Are you talking about like it's
like
like if you're on the interstate, it's the road on the
the road down
ground?
the frontage. That's called frontage. Those are usually called the frontage roads. That's like
Okay. I did not. I did not know that. Well, I knew that I just discovered that as far as like I had got off I was supposed to got on the interstate and I didn't. I missed the little ramp. And so I just kept going straight. And eventually it brought me to the
feeder
street
road.
that I need to get off of to get to where I needed to go. And I was like, okay, that's smart. I don't have to get on the interstate and get all in the hustle and the bustle of traffic. I just can, get off and ride it all the way down. But I did not know that's what that was called. Did not know that. I
When they
think
say they're called the feeder roads.
feeder roads. Yes, I did not know that. I think one of the biggest things too for me was like the turning light will flash yellow, and that's for you to go. Versus like back home,
Really?
the turning light will be so okay. So like you're in the turning lane,
Uh-huh.
and you have the road. You have your road going up, road going down. You have your turning lane. I would try to turn on the yellow light, but cars are still coming. So it's like, oh, if it's flashing, you can go, but you only can go if it's clear. Versus it turning green, it'll out of turn. It'll flash yellow,
To
or it'll go,
caution you that, yeah, to caution you.
or it'll go back red, but it never turns green. And that kind of that threw me. I was like, I almost got hit. It's just like, do I go? Do I not go? It was just a little weird. So like I'm still kind of
Friend, God
making
saved
my
me
way.
one night at 2:30. And that night when I went out with Biz them so late and I was supposed to stay downtown, but I wasn't tired. I didn't drink that much. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and drive home, save the money. So I'm driving, right? And we got, like I said, you got all of these roads, all of these exits. And I'm thinking in my head, because now this is where I live. I got this. I don't need Waze.
No
I don't
man.
need Siri no more, right?
No man.
I literally turned into the exit, like the exiting traffic coming off the highway for the next exit. I'm supposed to be going past that to go to my turn, but I turned about like I'm going head on. I'm looking at cars' lights in front of me. Yes. And I had to quickly back up. Thank God they weren't flying. Cause I almost caused a wreck. I probably could have
See,
not have been
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I've done something similar. Just I'm thinking this is a way I could go and I can't.
Mm-hmm.
And cars are like, what are you doing? You're going in the wrong direction.
I don't never drive and park downtown. It's like, people think it's worth it to me. Like sometimes I'll take a Uber. I'll take an Uber
For sure.
and go. It might be expensive, because the later you go and the more busy it is, the more but if it's gonna save my life, then I'm in.
Yeah. If I know I'm gonna get like butt wasted drunk, I'm gonna take a Uber or you know what I'm saying, just kind of ride with some people. But usually,
if I can get like a discount, if I can get like use my AAA discount, which I have done several times, I will book a room and then I'll drive to the hotel, pay the valet parking at the hotel, hang out downtown, go back to the hotel. Or I have actually gone and paid $20 to park valet at the hotel, jumped in an Uber, and went to other clubs like that were further away. Uber right back to the hotel. $20 got in my car.
Yeah, friend. I've never partied downtown, so I usually where I party, somebody has free parking.
Somebody has. I paid $20 to go to Faces. So yeah, it was $10 or $15 I paid for parking at Faces.
I know where Faces is. It's across the street from 5015.
Mm-hmm.
I parked 2 blocks down and just walked.
I'm by myself.
I get it. You're a young black woman. You don't even be by yourself in no strange city you just moved to. I get it completely.
But Renee. I have never been to Sugarland, but I definitely want to go. So we're gonna have to link up when you get back.
Sugarland is nice. It's
I don't
cool.
even know what Conroe is.
What Sugarland? I've been to Sugarland. I've been to Pearland. I've never been to Conroe. The Woodlands. I've been there. Super far. Never going back. Yeah, the Woodlands are kind of far. So like Woodlands, Katy, Spring, Cypress. You'll never get me driving there. I'll ride with somebody, but I ain't driving there.
Listen to what Brittany said. Brittany said, Trisha sound like you and Table in Houston living completely different lives.
Because we are completely different sides of the planet. Like you, it's a different ball game. Like I live in Houston. Like that is, no ma'am. Like she lived in Katy. Katy is inside Houston, but Katy is its own place. Like
it's the suburbs. So I live like driving all the way, like leaving Baltimore County, driving all the way out to West Mobile, then past the airport. Like it's a good, like, in the daytime. I mean, when in no traffic, if I'm downtown and I gotta come home in no traffic, like on a Sunday, it's 30 minutes. I could do 30 minutes.
That's crazy to me. No traffic, and it's still taking you 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's the same thing. If I was living in Baltimore County when I went out, if I went all the way to D Spot from Loxley, it was gonna take me 25 minutes to go all the way out there.
I probably, friend, anytime I came to Baldwin County, it was because of you. Like, or it was somebody had a wedding or something at that civic center that I had to go to. I just don't go to Baldwin County. That's why when I decided to move here, I was like, bitch, I'm moving to the city. I don't want to have to travel crazy. And even still, I still have to drive maybe 20 minutes depending on where I'm going in the time of the day. But even that's too much for me. I'm just like, girl.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's peaceful though. It is peaceful, but I don't believe that I'm gonna stay. We talked about that the other day. I had to sign a long lease so I could kind of weigh my options and figure out what I wanted to do.
Right.
The idea of Pearland, even though like it's not as fancy, as Katy is right now, I think that it's going to be. I think it's going to grow and like develop.
Oh yeah, all these places are doing that because people are realizing that it's cheaper slightly and it's more peaceful. They're not in the hustle and the bustle of Houston. They want to be able to access the hustle, but they don't want to live in the hustle.
And that's how I ended up in Katy. I wanted to live here and party there. Kind of like my daughter compares it as in living in Tuscaloosa and driving to Birmingham. Like that is a good example, except it's a whole lot bigger than Birmingham.
Oh yeah. Where I love, like even where I live right now, although I'm in the heart of everything, like it's nothing around me. Like, it's very quiet here in this area. There's nothing I could just walk to besides the shells across the street. Because you've been here, you see, So that's what I like. Like I like the peacefulness of that, but I don't want to be too far from the shits.
All right, everybody. Well, it is 8:49, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. I do want to tell you that now I'll probably go live a couple times before now, but the next podcast will be on January 13th, and we'll be doing our relationship podcast. So
call me.
Mission. Jasmine Davis of the Unfiltered Girl Talk with Jazz. And Jazz will be on here on January 13th. Yeah, jump on. You gonna co-host with me again today?
Yeah, I sure will.
Absolutely.
I just got a man. I can do that.
We'll be posting the flyer soon. So I will see y'all on here next Monday.
Next Monday.
Next Monday.
13th.
We did not pray before, so of course I got to pray at the end. So let's go ahead and thank God for everything that He has done for us. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for bringing us here together tonight with my guys, Hey Boo God, as we are both here in Houston. We ask that you would continue to keep us safe, protected, covered under your blood. God, we speak prosperity and much success over the both of us and everyone connected to us and everybody who watched us and everybody connected to them and them and them and them and them. We want big blessings for everybody in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you. We love y'all. God bless
y'all. Have a good night.
Good night.
Bye.